Hey everybody, we're with PapSzon. We're looking at a Control Vath deck that he played in the Tuesday Melee and actually won the entire thing, beating me along the way. So it's kind of interesting to see a slower Magmar deck now that we're seeing so much aggressive Starhorn and Decimus based Entropic Gaze kind of nonsense. So why did you decide to go with the slower Voth deck rather than the faster aggro decks we've been seeing so often?
I played this deck since 1.7, and I haven't actually changed a lot of at it. I'm a control player in general. I tried aggressive decks, and I always liked. I should play threats, but I actually just dealing with his threats instead. So I'm not playing him. Uh, and I don't have the new expansion cards yet. I missed Drogon and the True Drop spell that deals damage.
Right.
So I could have made a deck that is like plays a lot of, plays around the Bloodborne spell and buffs up that and just beats the enemy in like 1 or 2 turns.
Right.
I just don't have the resources for that.
Okay.
And I it was a risky choice to make the Eggmar. I could have just made something like normal control without the eggs. I just wanted to try how it goes.
Right. So yeah, you're playing. We see the normal Mercantor Warbeast, Sunsteel, Flash Reincarnation, young Silithar, but you're also going with Grow, and you're bringing back kind of Earth Sister, which we haven't seen in a while. Um,
Uh,
what about those threats kind of made you gravitate towards those?
so uh, I have 9 2 drops. That's basically the first. If I go second and Flash Reincarnate out a 2 drop and play Crystallis Burst, it's one of the best openers I had ever.
Okay. Oh yeah, kind of like
Uh,
a mana ramping for a spell instead of a
yes.
minion. That's
Uh,
interesting.
in Linar, there's the 0 drop Soul, and I always like to play Soul on the mana tile and play a 4 drop. So it's basically the same, just at Magmar. And Earth Sister, I love it. Even though it got nerfed, I still love it. I played against like 2 drop battle packs. They play it on a tile. I already for example, I go first. I play a 2 drop down next to the tile that I can reach it and play Earth Sister next turn. They play Battle Pet on their side, and I just place Earth Sister, the Battle Pet suicides on it and kills everything with it.
Right.
And also, it has a lot of synergy as well. I mean, a lot of synergy. I mean, Fresh Reincarnation, and well,
Right.
yes, I actually put Dancing Blades on the sideboard, and there's um, what is it? Yeah, Sunset Paragon.
Oh right. Yeah, it actually triggers off those, doesn't it? That's pretty
Yes.
interesting. I actually today I realized that Sunset Paragon, if you play it next to Sojourner, will draw a card off the have the Sojourner draws a card because it's actually dealing damage to itself. So that was an
Yes.
interesting interaction too. So that's kind of another card that's worth talking to, and this is a card that really crushed me when I was playing my um, Cassiva deck against you, and I had some Abyssal Juggernauts. You have Sunset Paragon, so and you had I think maybe one or two more on the sideboard as well. So what about this card made you? What are you trying to answer with this, and why did you kind of go towards the Paragon for
Uh,
that?
so I'm actually looking at the sideboard as well. Uh, I was afraid of Sonkai and Cassiva. I mean, particularly Cassiva, but Abyssian in general. And I was just like, okay, I play against Cassiva, then I'm just simply dead. So just prepare for the others. And the mistake that I made that there's no dispel in the deck at all, and
Oh wow, yeah.
I should have placed some, but all right. Uh, Basically, it deals most of the things. I mean, if you look at Shadow Creep Kasiva, there's basically 6/6. Uh, I mean, 30/30 for a 4 drop if you have a lot of Shadow Creep, and
Right, right. The Abyssal
basically
Juggernaut.
the same stats on every that you know like 6/6 4/4 and the same health as damage.
Right.
So it basically deals with most of the threats. Uh, and Also there's the awesome combo that I actually never pulled out is thumping wave the Earth Sister and playing Sunset Paragon on it.
Oh yeah, it would do like a 9 damage AoE, right?
Yes. Well, thumping wave is also awesome. And I put one in the sideboard as well because um, well, I prepared for Songhai mostly, and not not really the aggressive decks, but mostly like a control matchup. And it's a really good tool in control matchups. Like it's just a big finisher. You just let him put his threats, and you just run away, and then turn around, and Sunset Paragon kills everything almost. That's another thing. And well, yeah, against the match in Zalvi, I actually realized that uh, how much I screwed up with no dispel. But Sunset Paragon kind of carried it that as well, mostly against the Sunsteel defenders.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's actually interesting. I actually built a Starhorn deck a couple seasons ago, and I had realized after I played it all the way to S rank that I actually ran no dispel as well. So it seems like Magmar with kind of the egg morphs and some of the thumping waves as well can get away with running a little less dispel than a lot of other factions, even if it's probably
Yes,
not
yes.
optimal. So then, kind of your top end is well, your kind of your game winning cards are going to be the Chrysalis Burst, the One of Bounded Life Force, and the Silithar Elder. So what kind of gave you that mix of really top end powerful cards, and especially the Elder? Why did you go that over some of the more standard high end cards we've been seeing that close out a game?
So the Elder. Also, if you ramp it up, it's just good. Against some classes, they just deal with it pretty easily, but against most that has like direct damage removal, it doesn't work because the egg still is there, and it just rebirths in my turn, so
Right.
it's the same. And I said it before, but Crystallis Burst was a very big risk, mostly because of Abyssian and Songhai. That was why I prepared for that. And I actually like to play dynamically. Also, try to dealing with their threats, but pushing a little bit forward. So like dealing damage to him with my general while like controlling him with my minions.
Right.
Uh, and that's why I bring very few late game threats. And especially only 2 Citadel Elders. It's kind of enough because once it gets rolling, it just doesn't stop.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, it's kind of
and
like a Grandmaster Varix that if it gets a couple turns, it just kind of overwhelms the entire board. It's kind of
yes.
like the Magmar version of that, and you even have the Flash Reincarnate to kind of ramp it out.
hmm And well, Bonded Life Force is also was a little bit risky. It's just a well, I think someone said it in the stream that it's the surprise motherfucker finisher. So I actually only wanted to use for that. Uh, in the stream, they didn't cause that match that I played against the Healnar. It was terrible. Uh, I mean, the first and the second match, I think the third I won pretty easily, but the first match was I got another. uh, bonded life force out of Lacane, and just constantly redrew it. I had two in my hand, and I was like, okay, I already have 11 health. Okay, he's a healer. What can he do? Okay, let's just hit the. I don't know. You had some minion on the board, and I used bonded life force. I had 10 health. All right, we can do this. And then he just pulled out of a combo of just a second. The 2 mana card that deals 4 damage if a minion got healed
Oh,
already.
Lucent
The
Beam, I think.
Lucent Beam. Uh, and that's another thing. You don't have the sideboards in the picture, but there's uh, the tracer, the the
Silhouette Tracer.
silhouette tracer. Uh, in the stream, they talked about it as a defensive tool. I would much rather use it as offensive tool because against Healnar, they place the 3-drop. That sorry, I don't know the name of it. Just a second.
Sunforge Lancer.
Scintilla,
Oh, Scintilla. Okay.
the new one. Place it at the back, and basically that defends my strategy. I said that I like to push on with my general and deal with their minions with my minions, but that basically heals the general every turn and heals their minions every turn. It just, I just running in a circle that I hit his face, deal with his minions, but keeps healing up and put more pressure, or well, not that much pressure because that was a control deck, but basically in late game I have like 10 health, he has 25, and I have almost no minions, and then there come his threats. So yeah.
Okay. And just the kind of the last cut I wanted to just talk about, sort of in the overall context of the deck, is you're running natural selection, and you said, you mentioned that it's kind of like an Eggmar deck. You're going to have the Chrysalis Burst, and you're running Azure Herald, so you have some lower health, lower attack minions. Did that ever become an issue for you, or is natural selection just such a powerful tempo play that you kind of had to take it in stride, and just, there are some times when it's not going to be useful?
I run only 2, and the other option that I had is Lava Lance, but that's just not good. I mean, it's fine, but not really. Relying on eggs, just sucks. Uh, I have the wait, which one? The Azure Healer. It has only 1 attack, but has 4 health. There's Grow that well, let's forget about Grow. It's just a good early game minion. And there's the young Silithar. It also has 3 health. If you Thumping Wave it and hit the hero with it, it not kills it immediately. I put the healer in because I wanted tempo a little bit, not 3 earth spheres. I had it in the sideboard against like very aggressive decks, and to just have more defensive tools, but usually in a game, in for example mid game, I just deal with his threats, and if I do it right, at the late game he loses board control completely. I have like 2 Sunsteel defenders. Wait, I said it right. Sunsteel defender.
Yeah.
And maybe a couple of 2-drops, but very low health. And in the late game, he just puts more threats there, and if I doesn't deal with them, they got out. He got out of control. But if I deal with them, I just die because I don't have any health. And 4-drop that heals you only is not the best option sometimes. So that's why there's the healer. And I know that my sound is alright?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
My mic is kind of freaking out, and I know that it's anti-synergy with the low attack cards, but it's mostly for early game and
Right.
dealing with minions that are far from me. That's why there's only two as well. And uh, basically, Plasma Storm, uh, well, kind of negates it. Usually, I play one damage AoEs like uh, the Skork, right? Skorg.
Blistering Scorn, the 4/4.
Yes,
Okay.
that as a well, kind of an answer against Abyssian mostly, or just one damage, and it's just much worse in this deck because of the eggs. Uh, and I replaced it with Plasma Storm, but uh, there was I think it was against you. Uh, you started with an ooze, and I had grow in my hand and a natural selection, and it's just so bad that I can't do the both at the same time. I
Right.
mean,
Let's play it too.
I had the tile, but then I can't kill your minion, and it's just worse if I do so. So yes, I kind of messed it up there, but I think it's still good for early game, or maybe sometimes it's good on late game. And oh, and there's that scenario where there's only one minion on the board. It still kills it. So
Right. Yeah. No. I think Natural Selection is probably one of Magmar's best cards, and I wasn't sure. How if you had trouble with the eggs or if it was just such a strong card that the negative synergy was worth it. But it seems like it's probably worth it most of the time, even if you have to deal with
the
a
worst
couple issues.
situation. Oh, sorry.
Oh
The
no.
worst situation when someone silences an egg, and you
Oh
just
right.
can't get rid of it. They won't kill it unless it's on the way, but you can't use the card. You just that's just an instant to replace. So
Wow. Yeah, I haven't even considered that. Your plasma storm, I guess, might eventually get rid of it, but yeah,
yes, yes.
the natural selection would be dead. That's interesting.
I actually never tried it. If you egg morph a silenced egg, what happens? Nothing.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I think a lot of people don't even realize that egg morph will hatch an egg. Um,
Yes, that's. I wanted to use it once, but on a Scimitar Elder, but it summons the egg at the end of the turn, so that doesn't work like that.
oh
I
right.
mean, for a quick finisher. Mm.
Yeah, that's I bet, but you could. Can you can attack your Silithar Elder into something, and if it dies, you can, uh,
Resummon it, yes.
and then it can attack that same turn if it's resummoned. Is that how it works?
Yes, because of the new patch.
Oh,
They
okay.
got basically rush after summon. That's why I play the Crystallis Burst, because it's just simply better. Because they got all rush when you summon them.
Right.
And I don't know. Before the patch, it was just too slow and could not be played.
Yeah, egg's something they haven't really worked all the kinks out. Even still, I think they're probably still trying to figure out how to make it kind of an interesting part of Magma. And just one last question. You referenced the sideboard a lot, and this was made for the Tuesday Melee, which includes a sideboard that probably should have shown here, but I'll add with the deck list that I post. Um,
Yeah.
are there any changes you would make to this if you were just going to play it on the ladder?
Uh, it's not a good ladder deck actually. It's fine, but it should be more aggressive for a ladder. Should be more aggressive to be a ladder deck. But I should cut Gru Lion out. Uh, it's a 6 drop, and well, yes, it gives you defensive tools, but I think like a better 5 drop, or I can't think of a better card now, but maybe there is something. Uh, I just I had uh, I had it in one match and I actually drew it, but I just couldn't find a place to play it. The other thing is, uh, well, I put 2 crossbones in the sideboard, and maybe uh, I don't know. If you put that in the main deck, it's just useless to redrop in most of the situations, but it's just really freaking good against the actual decks that play ranged minions. So I don't know.
That's interesting. Yeah,
Probably
the deck doesn't
what
have
I
many 3 drops, so that's kind of an interesting
uh
slot.
mostly because of Flash Reincarnation. It just
Right.
skips the turn 3. So, or if you go first and play a 2 drop and it can reach a tile, you just play 4 drop, and there's a lot of 4 drops in the deck. So,
Right.
and I actually ended up mostly skipping the turn, well, not turn 3, but when I have 3 mana, I just don't play anything or ramp up. Uh,
Right.
and the other is in the main deck, maybe cut a few like uh, Von Earth Sister and put Dancing Blades in it. Also, uh, you can put other threats in the deck as well. I just don't really have much late game.
Right. Yeah, I mean, the Silithar Elder, if you just get a single one down, kind of takes over the whole game
Yes.
as long as you can protect it. Well, thanks for sharing your deck. Definitely appreciate it. It's cool to see something a little bit different. And really, really great job in that tournament. Taking it all down. It's
Uh,
pretty impressive.
when I rewatched it, or when I watched the stream, I realized I made a lot of mistakes. I mean, and I had the incredible luck against you. There was an actual misplay on your side that basically won me the second game. So, oh shit.
Yeah,
uh,
well, we if you watch yourself play enough games, you'll definitely catch a bunch of mistakes. I know anytime I
yes.
watch my game, I see the same thing, and I hate watching myself on stream because I'm always embarrassed by how many mistakes I end up making, and I'm supposed to be a
Uh,
pretty decent player, so it's. But you did it. I mean, you did a great job. I mean, I was so surprised when I saw the Silithar Elder come down. I was not prepared at all for that to come down. I just had no
yeah.
real answer, and then the Sunset Paragon just blew me out of my 15-15 Abyssal Juggernaut just got wiped off the earth. So um,
Uh,
it was interesting. But thanks so much. I appreciate it.
uh,
Yeah, there we go.
wait, I just